Bassett. I'm the offensive line coach, run game coordinator here at West Texas A&M. I got hired here in January of 2017. So just finished our 4th season. We were really lucky, very blessed and fortunate to have great leadership here at West Texas A&M with our AD, president, and head coach to get 6 games in with all this COVID mess. So anyways, it's great to get on here and have the opportunity to talk with you guys. Hopefully I won't bore you too much, and we'll give you guys something to use. Let's see, start this screen share. So, something I want to do is, I didn't want to talk too much about plays. I think, ultimately, as an offensive line coach, it's big just, finding what fits your scheme, what fits your kids. And shoot, there's a ton of stuff you can learn on here, whether it's triple, power eye, spread, whatever it is. I mean, all of it's good stuff as long as it's what you believe in. It's what fits your kids and what your kids can believe in. So what I decided to talk about today is something I think is kind of more of a fundamental in what we teach in our offensive line room, as opposed to just a scheme, because it applies to a lot of schemes that we run. And so what I want to talk to you guys today about is what we call E.B.L. And what E.B.L is, or here, I guess I'll start the genesis of it. So whenever I was a graduate assistant, before I got to the West Texas A&M University, I was a graduate assistant coach with the offensive line under Dave Borbley at the University of Maryland. He's now the offensive line coach at the University of Pittsburgh, but great offensive line coach, learned a ton from him. And what he always talked to his guys about where we were sliding was to alert Frisco. And kind of how things get created as a coach is it sticks one year and then it just keeps going, and it kind of creates a life and a title of its own. And what Frisco was for the backside guard and the slide protection, what he needed to be alert for in case they brought pressure or a game or a stunt to the backside of the pressure and we didn't get it picked up. And I asked Borbs, I was like, Borbs, why are we calling it Frisco? And he's like, well, we learned it from the San Francisco 49ers back in the 90s and it stuck. And I'm like, okay, that's great. But for me as a new GA, it didn't really stick in my brain what that meant. So anyways, when we got to WT, my graduate assistant, he was like, well, why don't we just call it E.B.L? Because we're looking for the end, the backer, and the looper on the backside of a slide. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So got right here the slide. So in our slide protection, whether it's a 5-man pro, 6-man pro, 7-man pro, whenever we have a slide, the call side or the slide side, every gap's covered until we get to the last man of the slide. Typically, if you're in a 5 or 6-man slide, you've got your backside tackle locked up with the defensive end. And if you're going against a 3-down front or potentially you're going against an over front, you got a backside shade or a zero, that guard is the last man sliding in the front. And so what we have attached to it is if as he's sliding, the man he's sliding to crosses the center's face and is no longer in his gap, he needs to be alert for potential storm coming off the backside, a potential plugger. Maybe you're getting some sort of game with the backside defensive end, and he has to snap his eyes back for the end, the backer, and the looper. And so we just call it E.B.L. Let's see if I can get this thing going real quick. Here we go. Okay, so again, E.B.L, it's something simple. It's something that any player can understand. It's not some fancy code word. It's literally just the abbreviation for the end, the back, and the looper. So as last man in the slide, your man crosses your gap or cross face, you've got him. If he crosses the center's face, now my eyes are looking for the backside defensive end who's ripping inside with the potential Americas or storm coming off the edge. Backside backer blitzing in case they've got a plug or a double fire, or potentially might have a nose tackle or some sort of tackle game up front, and you're picking up the looper. So that's what that stands for. That's what our guys are looking for. So again, just got the picture that I've drawn up that we have. Sometimes our guys, being a visual learner, drawing X's and O's up on a whiteboard doesn't sink in. So here's a picture, a screenshot that I'm trying to illustrate to you guys. So right here in this picture, we've got a 6-man protection. We're sliding to our right. That left guard, number 58, He's got a nose shade in his gap. That's his man. If that nose plays in his gap or works back to him, he's locking him because he's the last man in the slide. If that nose were to cross the center's face and play in the front side A gap, now my backside guard has to get vertical and get his eyes to the end, to the backer, or to a potential looper coming across. Okay. So that's what he's looking for in that. Okay. Let's see. Go to the end zone right here. This is against our defense in fall camp. Okay. We're going to watch this right guard. Ooh, got it loading right here. We're going to watch the right guard. Okay. We're sliding left. He's working to that zero nose. Nose works to the front side of the center, and he does a great job of not freaking out. He's patient. We've got a little storm in right here. We got the nickel and the inside backer working into our A and B gap. So he gets his eyes up. He's looking for the backer. Boom. He's got him right there. So again, we go E.B.L. The end works outside. He gets his eyes up for the backer, and we've got it picked up. Okay. All right, let's go. I think right here we've got a group. If it loads up, here we go. Okay, we got a group blitz pickup period in practice in fall camp. Again, we're going to look at the left guard this time. Okay, this left guard. Okay, again, E.B.L. is not pretty. It's not perfect. We would love for my quarterback to see a safety over here and a safety right here. Those safeties are going to tell us they're ratting at the defense. That's where the slide. That's where we should be sliding. That's where the pressure is going to come from. Unfortunately, the quarterback keeps the line sliding to the right. Okay, we get pressure off the left side. Right there, real quick, left guard. It's not pretty. He sees the nose working to his right. Bam, he's right there for the end. Okay, Ian works into him because we're getting a storm. It's ugly. It's not pretty. It's not meant to be pretty. It's kind of a CYA. It's a cover your ass built into the protection. But we're able to protect it, potentially get the ball off. Okay, right here, again, this is 2 years ago. We're playing the defense. Okay, running a 4 down front. I've got I think we're going to watch the left guard right here. Yep. Okay, left guard, sliding down, his nose crosses center's face. There's no reason to just continue to work down to him. Now, my left tackle's taking a terrible set. That's a true freshman right there. Okay. But again, the E.B.L. it's a CYA. It's a cover your ass. So that guard knows he's the last man to slide. His nose works away. He can go help pick up. Again, it's not pretty, but it's just enough to allow us to get the ball away. Okay. Here's another look again from 2 years ago. All right. Actually, this is 3 years ago. Okay, we're going full slide protection. I believe, again, we're going to watch my left guard and left tackle. Full slide, okay? Left guard is sliding down. There's nothing in his gap. Boom, picking up right there. I know that's not an end, but, again, just giving that body presence because that's a principle of our offensive line that we don't have to build in a whole bunch of new rules. We don't have to build in a bunch of different calls. It's just I know I'm the last man in the slide. I have the E.B.L. principle. We get this loading. Here we go. Again, left guard again. Slide to the right. Nose works to him. Okay. He gets hands on. All of a sudden, nose works across. There's no reason to stay on him. I hate watching whenever offensive line stay on a D lineman, and as he's working away from my responsibility, I just chase him. If he doesn't want to work into my gap, if he doesn't want to be my responsibility, screw him. Let him go. Pass him off to your teammate, but go find work. Okay, he's a little slow. He's not there to pick up the end. But, again, the backer portion of this, he's right there. We get the ball off. Let's see if I can find one from this past season. Here we go. Okay, this is from a year ago. We're playing I feel load up. Playing Midwestern State. Again, we're sliding to our right here. Okay, we're going to watch the left guard. Oh, let's see. Get this off. My bad. Take off annotations. There we go. Okay, again, so this guard right here, it happens quick, okay? And sometimes, depending on the defense, you might be looking for the looper first. You might be looking for a backer first. Okay, we go the E.B.L because typically the thing that we want to protect against most, if we got a storm off the backside and we don't see it, we don't slide into it. So that's why we typically start with the E and the E.B.L. But right here against this defense, we knew they were going to run a bunch of interior games. So in that case, the looper, the L portion of the E.B.L is what we're looking for first. Okay, guard works down. He doesn't turn his shoulders and put his belly button on that D lineman. He's square, picks up the looper. Again, gives us a nice clean pocket. Quarterback can scramble and get a first down. Okay. See, okay, so right here, let's go. Okay, tackles. Okay, tackle can also have the same same progression. If let's say we want to go a full slide. All right, so let's say we're going to have a tight end right here. We run a lot of inside zone. So one of our top protections here at WT is going to be a 7-man full slide protection built off of our inside zone. Okay, just what a lot of people are doing nowadays. It's a great protection if you want to get a play action shot, something deep downfield, or you just want to max protect in the pocket. So now again, my tackle, because we're going full slide, he's the last man in the slide. Same thing. He's working down this 3 technique. 3 tech crosses his face. He's getting his eyes out for the defensive end, eyes up for a backer, potentially a looper coming across. Again, it's not something we have to scheme up. It's just a principle we have in all of our slide protection. So again, right here, this is last year. We're going to look at the right tackle. Okay. So again, we're going to go a 7-man protection right here. Everyone right here sliding to the left. My right tackle, he has no one in his gap, so he's a little bit more patient on his slide. If nothing shows, he's got to get his eyes out for the end, the back, or the looper. Right here, nothing shows. Instead of the tight end being down there all by himself, he gives a nice little physical presence. You see he's a backer looping out over the cross. Okay, again, he doesn't have to take him, but he's right there in case something were to show. And again, what I love about it is what I would hate is to have this 260-pound defensive end up against my 235-pound tight end. It's not a great matchup. So if this tackle is just doing what he's taught on day one, which is ABC, kindergarten simple rules of full slide, I'm sliding down in my gap. Well, there's no reason to slide there because there's nothing there for him. So again, as he slides, there's nothing in his gap, or his defender works away. He's now able to get his eyes up to potentially help a tight end, running back, or pick up something extra off the edge. Same thing right here. Might get it load. There we go. Okay, looking at the left tackle. Okay, same type thing. He goes down. He pushes all the way across to his guard. He gets his eyes up for potential looper or potential blitzer off late. And again, we're able to wad all that up. It's nasty. It's ugly, but the quarterback's protected. He's able to get the ball off, score touchdown. Okay. So again, that's a big premise of what we have. Okay. Now, the only other thing I'll go just a little bit further into it is the other side of things with the E.B.L is carrying the nose. Okay. Again, if I'm the last O lineman in the slide, whether I'm a guard, I'm a tackler, I'm a center. Okay. If I'm the last man in the slide, I know I have to carry the nose. So on slide protection is a staple for our offensive line. Let's see. The last man in the slide must carry any defender that tries to cross his face because there's no one left in the slide for the backside gap. Okay. So again, this is kind of the same premise, but now instead of the nose working away, we're saying that the nose is working to me. Okay. So this is kind of this is the caveat or the other side of the coin from E.B.L. Same thing with the center. If we're sliding left right here, he's got this nose because it's in his gap. He knows that his backside guard and backside tackle are manned up. So the law of the nose guard says wherever he goes, I go. I must carry him. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And again, that full slide protection. My tackle is technically the last man in the slide, so he knows one of two things. If this defender works away, my eyes up for E.B.L. If this defender works to me, I take him wherever he goes. If he crosses my face, I lock on because there's no one outside of me to carry him because I'm the last man to slide. There he is. He takes him, steps up, completion. Okay, or actually, let's see. Here we go. There you go. Here we go. Okay, we're sliding our left. Okay, so my guard right here, my right guard, we're sliding to the left. Okay, he slides down. He's the last man to slide because he knows his right tackle's locked up with the defensive end. So as he slides down, nose crosses face, you carry him. There's no one to pass him off. We don't want to pass off a 300-pound nose guard to a 195-pound running back. So again, this is where last man in the slide, you're carrying the nose as opposed to looking up for E.B.L. Okay, last one will be done. Okay, again, we're sliding to our left guard, sliding down to the nose. Knows his right tackle is all, the right guard sliding down to the nose. Knows his right tackle is locked up with the defensive end. As he slides down, he works outside. There's no one else to carry him. He takes him. Okay, now, what we'll say is my center, he's doing a good job again. He's working. He's in the slide. His presence is there in case that D tackle works inside of his guard. But now he's getting his eyes up for a potential backer or looper showing up in his face. So again, it's simple things. It's not a call. It's not another protection. It's just little principles that we can build into our schemes and our systems that kind of, lack of a better term, cover your ass whenever something shows. And that's something we put in the first week of practice. And it's great because our guys do a great job picking it up. Again, whether you're a center, a guard, a tackle, whether you're in the 5-man, 6-man, 7-man slide, again, doesn't matter what the front is. Everyone knows, what I always ask our guys whenever we're looking at, whenever we're scheming up in game film in prep, we're always talking about when we're looking at a defense, question I always ask everyone on every clip is, who's the last man in the slide right here? Okay, you're last man in the slide. What are you alert for? E.B.L. Okay, what do you have to do is nose crosses your face. I carry the nose. So anyways, it's something small, it's something simple, but I think it's something that whether you're at the high school, the middle school, the college level, wherever you're at, I think it's something that's simple that you can just build in. And again, it's something that's simple and clear that our guys can remember and use and regurgitate over and over again, no matter who we're playing. This is kind of the picture you're talking about. We're right here. We're in a spread formation. We're open. We're going against a 4-down front. Now with us, again, I would much rather have this tackle who's paid to protect every day block against a 260-pound defensive end and put this running back who's paid to score touchdowns and occasionally protect, put him on a defender who's 220 pounds and less chance of blitzing. So anytime, typically I say anytime, not anytime, if we feel like we can protect without going to just a true full slide and then the running back cut the defensive end, we're going to do that all day and half the night, just because, again, it's a better matchup with this tackle against this defensive end as opposed to putting this running back on that defensive end. And so to answer your question, Coach, right here, we're going left. We're sliding to our left, which means when we're sliding our left, we go quad left. So there's 4 in a quad. So these 4 are sliding left. We know that it's assumed that my backside tackle is locked up on the defensive end. If they were to bring down some safety or corners rolling in here, and we thought we were going to get pressured off our backside, what we should do is we should slide into it. And again, if we were to slide into it, we see with safety rotation that now we're going to be locked up on this backside here. So we're able to slide into the potential blitz. Based off this picture, seeing this safety, looks like he's about 12 yards deep. He's not too far off the hash. I would assume, because I don't see a safety in the middle of the field, there's probably rotation over here to the field, and that's why we're sliding to the field right here. And then I believe, could be wrong, I think when we were going up against some of the teams we saw in this season, they brought a lot more nickel or Sam fire to the 3 technique. So anytime we didn't see safety down to the shade, we wanted to slide to the 3 technique. But to answer your question, yes, it's assumed that my backside tackle's locked up on the defensive end, and we're going to slide 3 or we're going to slide 4, depending on what front we have in front of us. Running back will take take our linebacker. Yes, sir. And that's kind of more of a protection call, you know, as opposed to just of a principle. That's just if we want to go 6-man pro. What I would recommend, what we've been really fortunate to have here at West Texas A&M is our best player was a former power read quarterback, and we turned into like a tight end fullback type guy. But again, he was used to carrying the ball, so we used him as kind of a power running back. Well, my recommendation is if you're an O-line coach and you're going into a game and you really don't have a good beat, you know, you're going against a D coordinator who does a great job of disguising blitzes, or he just brings a whole bunch of, you know, kind of that radar gimmicky, stand up, move around, minute bucket defense. Find you kind of double train, you know, either a big running back or kind of a really athletic tight end body that can take inside zone and you know, it's not some big glaring gimmicky thing when he's in the backfield, because then what you can do is kind of what you're saying, coach, is we don't know where it's coming from. We're going to full slide this thing to the left. And now this running back's a 240-pound, 250-pound tight end running back, and he's going to take this 250-pound DN one-on-one. That's what we did at times. Again, I know not everyone has the personnel for that, but if you do find that kind of hybrid tight end running back, fullback guy, I think he's a great tool in the protection game, because now you don't feel so bad putting a running back against the defensive end, and you don't have to, you know, choose where your slide is. You're kind of, you know, full slide protected. And that's what we did at times.